hi, I'm back again. This is going to be a short video, hopefully. Should be, if I don't ramble. This new case, Shania Davis, came across my news feed. Like I said, I'm kind of a news nerd. I watch, political news. I watch, I'm a big weather person, weather news, and like I had said in my last video, with Christopher and Summer, I'd see snippets on the news and I'd be like, he's guilty, they did it, da-da-da. Or that, just recently we had a, I think it was, I don't know if it was state police or, but someone got shot on the Kennedy, I think, in Chicago. And they showed the, on the news, it was breaking news, and they showed all the cop cars around the cop car that the officer was in. And quickly, right when it happened, it was breaking news, and quickly I was like, he's not going to make it. He's going to pass. And within 3 hours, it came on the news, maybe even shorter than that, he passed. So this is what I pick up on the news. So this came across my news feed about Shania Davis, and when I saw,
and we start with the news developments.
I can't do that. I get kicked off YouTube. Oh shoot! But when I saw this video of her leaving her her dorm room, like she's a college student, I looked at her eyes and I said to myself, and this is a video from 5 months ago. I don't know if you could see it, but I said, she took her own life. Okay. And then, so I'm like, well, let me look a little further. And, now I don't know when this video was taken, but it was also 5 months ago. And I saw an officer saying, this was the second video I saw, and it said they're presuming that she did, take her own life based on some texts she was having. She broke up with a boyfriend. Her boyfriend broke up with her. So that was the second video I saw, and it was shortly after I saw that first one. And I'm like, and again, this is what happens to me on the news. So I was like, could I be onto something? I don't know. People, I'm experimenting here, and I'm not playing with people to experiment. I'm trying to see if I can do good. So my next thing that came up on my news feed was okay. All right, this Daniel Robinson, and at first I saw this was from the original one I saw, I think, was from 5 months ago too. Okay, now I can't find it. So it came up with the Shania video. So now I'm seeing a lot more that I didn't see. So I don't know. I might have to go back and look at this. But anyway, so and I've seen this kid on the news a couple times. Even prior to Gabby Petito's case, I've seen him. And so I watched a video, I forget which one, about him. And I watched I think I watched this one. The parents demand, more attention like the Gabby Petito got. So, and I do this often. Well, when I used to have, when I owned a business, I would go on Facebook to scout out people. Watch what you put on Facebook, people. My daughters have put, each daughter has put 2 things on Facebook that I saw, because, I was following them. And I was like, get that off. I don't care if it was a joke. I don't care if you're kidding. Don't take that, because as an employer, I would look at people, and I actually did not hire someone who was pro-racist. I was like, no, not her. Swipe left or whatever, on Facebook. So I always look at people's Facebooks, and the first thing I want to say, and I'm sure the parents did do this, but make sure you have a current photo out, because this is the one I saw on the news all the time, and that was him, like, I think 2019. I want to say, I don't remember. So anyway, I looked at him. So I'm sure the parents did do a flyer with a current picture, or even a drawing of a current picture, because he has distinctive eyes and eyebrows, and he's actually pretty handsome. His features are pretty distinctive, like with the eyes and the eyebrows. So So I tried to see if I could pick up anything on that case, because the parents are like, you know, look what you do for a missing white girl, you know, like indigenous families need help too. So, and again, I am not an expert on here. Of course, YouTube is for entertainment purposes only. But what I came up with, and like I said, I didn't look at a lot of videos on the case, and I do that on purpose because I want it to just be my intuitive hit and not my conscious thoughts that come to my head from the other sources, such as the news or articles. So initially, I think there was a Jeep accident. His Jeep, the father said where it was found was kind of weird, and I saw something about it trying to be started a couple times. I don't know if they got a black box out of the car to see that, but I kind of thought it wasn't Daniel who was trying to start it. I saw another person, maybe like kids or even maybe a good Samaritan that was trying. Well, no, it was on its side, so I guess maybe just trying to see if it'll start, and then they were going to steal the vehicle or take the vehicle, or you know, maybe the person that found the vehicle tried to see if it would start to know if he needs to get it towed or not. So I'm not seeing Daniel as starting the vehicle over and over again. When I first saw him, and no shade, I'm non-judgmental, you know, I was thinking gay, you know, run off with a lover, you know, first thought. But then I'm like, nah, I don't know if that's it. Because I think after this, it was like 5 months ago or 3 months ago, I'm like, I think he would have come forward by now, you know, even if he was trying to hide a secret lover. So I was like, no, I don't think that's it. And then, so what I think there was an accident with the Jeep. I think he hit his head and caused like an amnesia. And I think he wandered. Okay, maybe he wandered in the desert, because they're thinking maybe he died in the desert. You know, I hate to say this because I don't want to get people's hopes up. But in my intuitive right today, what is today? Okay. 12. Oh my God, I gotta look that up to see what that is. Angel numbers. It's October 9th, 12/12. Okay. Don't let me forget to look that up. So, and when I was getting my cards out, the Ace of Pentacles fell out. Because I was like, should I do this video? Shouldn't I do this video? I'm not an expert, you know. I'm just learning. And the Ace of Pentacles fell out, and it told me, it was like, you have a gift. Like, so I don't know. I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that, because I'm definitely in that, imposter syndrome phenomena. Reminds me of a Mike and Molly episode I just saw yesterday. Phenomenal. Okay, whatever. Just clear that. So, okay, so I think there was an accident. I think he hit his head or something, and he had amnesia. He didn't know who he was. So he probably wandered in the desert. I don't know if it's near a town, but getting dirty, you know, hair growing longer, you know, looking scruffy, you know, has one arm, which clue, people, look for people with one arm. The right arm's gone, hand. People might have thought he was a homeless person, is what I'm picking up initially, a homeless person. So I don't know if they've checked homeless shelters in the area of where he could have walked to. Maybe after a couple days in the desert, somehow he found his way to a road, and people just thought he was a homeless person. Maybe he didn't know who he was. Maybe they thought he was autistic. Maybe he was carrying rocks because he was a geologist, and like, maybe he was like, look at my rock, you know, because autistic people, they get zoned in on dinosaurs, rocks, you know, space. You know, they're always in blue. And okay, this is my students that were autistic. That's what I'm saying. But they can focus in on something. So maybe he had some rocks in his hand, you know, and he doesn't know who he is, and he's talking about the rocks, and he's, you know, not all there mentally because of the accident, and he's in and out of shelters because, well, if you don't have ID, you can't. I didn't know this, but you can't go to a homeless shelter, because I actually had to kick a homeless guy off of our property. And then I found out later, he came back like a week later, and I found out he can't go to a homeless shelter because he has no ID. So he probably didn't have ID on him or take it. I wonder where his ID was, where his phone was, his driver's license, all that. I wonder where they found that. Because if he had it on him, people would say, oh, this is who you are, even if he forgot. Maybe he would be in a hospital. But I don't think I don't think he went to a hospital. So somehow I think he was assumed to be a homeless person, like maybe a veteran because but he was really young. But whatever, if he's dirty and his hair grows long, people sometimes can't tell age. So I think he was homeless to start with. And, I was looking up, okay, how I was thinking the secret lover, gay for men, I think, and lesbian for female, but the gay lover that he ran off with. So, like, I was thinking romantic, sexual, but then it clicked. I was thinking, sex trafficking. So I looked up, is there a lot of sex trafficking in Arizona? So I think initially he lost his memory, was wandering, appeared to be a homeless person. Maybe some people gave him food. Maybe some people gave him a new shirt. Maybe some people gave him clothes. I don't know. And then he couldn't get into the shelter because he had no ID. So he kind of wandered. And maybe a few people saw him and, oh, that's a homeless guy, with a rock, carrying around some rocks, So, however, I was worried if someone like sex traffickers, because he was a handsome looking dude, snatched him, and now he is drugged, so he still can't remember who he is or can't function to 100% mental capacity to escape his sex traffickers hold, because they don't just take girls, they take males too, I think. So I wondered if the FBI or this private investigator that the dad had to hire, because the police weren't doing hardly anything or weren't taking it as serious, as if it was a white, blonde-haired, beautiful, blue-eyed girl, if they checked homeless shelters, if they checked, if they tried to get in with the sex trafficking ring. And the reason I say this is because, and again, I really don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but I didn't pick up he's dead. Okay, I could be wrong. I'm just going to post some cards real quickly on him. That's Daniel, what's his name again? Yeah, Daniel Robinson. He's, I think, 23. Okay, so, alright, let's see. We have the Two of Swords. Okay, that's being at a crossroads. Maybe he's growing like more facial hair now. I know he's holding a wand with a feather. I don't know what that means, but the Two of Swords. What was I gonna say? That's kind of like being at a crossroads. Like, which way do you go? Okay, I need to get another card on that one. And then we have I want to make sure. The Hermit. Okay, so this was him walking around in the desert for a while. Clothes dirtied. Maybe he was hot, took his shirt off. Maybe he bandaged his head with something. Put something around his head. But this was in the Hermit. He was alone. Alone and not knowing where to go. Maybe the Two of Wands. Two of Swords would be confusion, but this is the Two of Wands. I just want to Okay, I turn right to the Wands. Let me just see if I'm missing something else about the Two of Wands. Physical suffering, disease. Okay. Sadness. Okay, physical suffering, disease. Hitting his head, having amnesia. Okay, now, you know what? I used to feel, I have lupus, so my memory is not great, and I forget things easily. And I used to feel bad about, like, looking in, this is just a Rider-Waite, Little White book, and this is the Epic Tarot. You know, I used to feel guilty about looking in books, you know, because one of my favorite YouTuber, she's like, you shouldn't look in books. If you're a reader, if you're a professional, you should know this shit, you know, kind of thing. Not in a mean way, but I felt guilty, you know. The Virgo in me want to be perfectionist, want to be perfect. But then, you know, I came across, and I don't think there's any coincidences, but it's called bibliography, like cartomancy is bibliographies or something, where you do, and this is what I do read something, but I'm called to a specific sentence. You know, so it's like looking in the Bible for your message from the divine. It's bibliography or bibliography, I don't know, something like that. And I'm like, that's what I'm doing. That is exactly what I'm doing. So he was confused. He didn't know where to go. He's alone in the desert, hot, shirt off, looking raggedy, looking dirty. You know, so. If anyone does see this, I know I got like 3 people that watch me. If there is shelters in the Arizona area, wherever this desert was, where he is learning to be a geologist, see if they can recall any black man, because they probably don't know his age, with one arm, needing help or assistance. Maybe that would lead some kind of way. And I hope I'm right, as far as I hope he's not deceased somewhere. But again, I am not a professional. This is all I know. I don't know anything else. So, you know, if the family happened to see this, there's nothing else I can do that I can help you. I just have to go with quick, intuitive hits that I get from the news. All right. So the 6 of Hearts is the 6 of Cups. I'm going to use this again, because this is in Rider-Waite. It's the, you know, they say it's 2 children in the garden, like he's handing her flowers. I don't see those as 2 children. Maybe on some cards, but I always saw it as like a grandson giving an elderly person flowers. But it's past, I don't even need to look at this. It's past memories. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Past memory. He's lost his past memory. And the Jack of Diamonds. The Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, we all know, is the slowest moving knight in the deck. Slowest moving knight, okay? So he's moving very slow. If he does become revealed, it is going to be a while. So parents, I hate to say this, don't give up the search. I'm not picking up dead, but I could be wrong. I'm not a professional. So Knight of Pentacles, slow. He's feeling very heavy. And again, if he was in with sex traffickers, they're drugging him. He's feeling very heavy. He's feeling he can't move. It talks about doing a service, like, okay, you get where I'm going with that? Service, against his will. Idleness, you know, stagnant. He can't move forward. He is trying. And you hear those stories once in a blue moon of people that do escape their captors. So let's just say a prayer and hope that if he is alive and he is captive, that he can escape. You know those girls that were set in that basement for years, I think years, they were saved. So there's hope in it, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. And like I said, I saw a video. The video was like from a week ago because of the whole Gabby Petito cases, where the father was coming forward and saying we should have had all this when he first went missing. And yes, he probably would have been found wandering or in the street, people assuming he's a homeless person that's autistic because he's got his rocks in his hand. So this is what I think on that case. Again, take it with a grain of salt. But I thought, you know what, I was right about that girl. Well, at least what the police said about that girl, that when I first saw her, like, no, I don't know why, but I don't know what the issue was, but she committed suicide. And that's what the police later said. And then, like, third video that I saw about her, after I had thought that. And, now as far as her, that Maya, whatever, if her body is found, it's not going to be till winter. It was in Niagara Falls. I don't know if she jumped into the falls or somewhere. Something about water. She's in some kind of water. And when it recedes, she may be discovered. I'm not real strong in my energy on that. But if she's ever going to be found, it's going to be in the winter time. Yeah, or after a winter storm and then it thaws. I don't know, something about that, but with water, obviously, I mean, she went to the Niagara Falls, so duh, who wouldn't say water if you're going to, commit suicide? So, anyway, that's what I have for today. Again, I'm not feeling well at all. I'm going back to bed again, and I'm like, I might as well just do this, see what happens. All right, take care, and see you soon. Bye-bye.